We're here at Vancouver Airport and we're just about to board a flight to the Yukon for a month of photographic adventures up north. To say we're excited is somewhat of an understatement. Over British Columbia now, over the Pacific Range towards the Yukon, a part of Canada that we've long wanted to come to. It's our first morning here in the Yukon. We got to Whitehorse last night, sorted ourselves out with the vehicle and everything, and now just driven up here onto this mountain top for the first dawn session. Completely blind, but it's got to be worth a try, hasn't it? Fabulous view. Normally I like to check out a location beforehand, as you well know, but I thought it would be great to just get started with the first session, hopefully get a few pixels exposed. Sun's coming up over those mountains to the east. To the south of us we have the valley of the Yukon winding its way into the distance, and first impressions of the Yukon are just fabulous. It looks just wonderful.
Last night we watched the video on how to protect yourself against bears. Oh, the sun is just coming up now. We've waited quite some time. It's very slow to rise here in the Yukon. The clouds are picking up that lovely pink.
We've got this wonderful side lighting on the scene now, and we've come here in early September, and autumn comes early to the Yukon, and you can see these wonderful colours on the hillside. In this early morning side lighting, this beautiful clear northern light, it's a fantastic scene and a really good way to start the trip. It was really satisfying to kick off the trip on our first morning in the Yukon with a productive photographic session, so we're underway now. And now we're moving on from Whitehorse, driving the Alaska Highway towards Haines Junction and the delights of Kluhani National Park. You've been doing some pictures. What have you been up to?
Well, I've been looking at these lovely aspen trees here, underneath which there's some autumnal colour. I think the plant's called brush, something like that. I've yet to find out. But as you can see, the variety of colour in there, from yellow, green, through to apricot pink, and contrasting with the green, is just a marriage made in heaven. And I'm in heaven. It's just fantastic.
Dancing Queen, feel the beat of the tambourine. Hiking in the woods, the last thing we want to do is surprise a bear. So what we do is sing, and if any bear hears our version of ABBA's Dancing Queen,
Makes him run.
Raining overnight. There's some heavy clouds hanging over the mountains here. Scouted out this location the other day. Now I'm hoping that we're going to get some morning light. There's some gaps in the cloud there and some slanting light across this wonderful scene. But those dark, ominous clouds are looking well dramatic. So Wendy, waiting for the light again.
Yes. We could have had breakfast, or we could stand here for an hour waiting for the light.
It's our third time back here. Yesterday we just waited and waited and it never came good. Came back early this morning and we had just a few seconds of really golden light. Certainly feel that maybe something was achieved here. Now we've come back again because just a minute ago there was a rainbow over the mountain over there. It's been raining overnight. There's a dusting of snow up on the top of the hills, and so here we are yet again. Yesterday, on our way back from this shoot, yesterday morning, we came across a grizzly bear on the side of the road, and we were watching him for maybe about 20 minutes, and I was shooting him with the 200 to 400mm lens. Fabulous encounter. We were really buzzing with excitement after it, and I'm really quite pleased with a few of the pictures. So early in this trip to have that kind of bear encounter was a real bonus. Fabulous light painting the landscape, just dappled light, wonderful. We've been waiting so long for this.
Having a dry can full of pebbles can be a useful distractor with bears in mind. We're walking through vegetation which is full of the berries that they love.
This is our setup while we're staying here on the fringes of Cluhani National Park at Kathleen Lake, and it's a log cabin with quite a view. Okay, out over the highway, but beyond is the mountains of Cluhani, and is Wendy. We're preparing for a night shoot. Gonna get up in the early hours to hope for some stars and maybe even the Aurora Borealis. So this is how we live on these kind of trips, and really it doesn't get much better. Getting my kit ready for the morning shoot. Always seem to be changing bags and the like, but every shoot has different priorities, and for a shoot under the Milky Way, well, I'll be using the 1DX. Well, we've been working on a night shot here, which is kind of difficult to show with video, and Wendy's shaking away her tin which has got what, stones in it, as a, just to let the bears know we're here. Been doing some pictures under the night sky, ISO 12,800. We've got this bit of driftwood as foreground interest, and beyond a landscape which you can't see. But it's been a beautiful experience here, out here under the night sky, and going to carry on shooting.
Looking for shooting stars.
Do the night shot, had a couple of hours doze, and we're back here for the dawn light, so it's looking good again. Not getting much sleep, but got to make the most of these opportunities. What I'm doing is using this arty piece of driftwood as foreground interest here. And I've got on the front of the camera here the 17mm tilt and shift lens to get optimum depth of field with a bit of drop shift on and a bit of tilt to get that really perfect depth of field. There's some really nice twilight coming in here now. There's some beautiful subtlety to the picture. I think it'll get better when the very first rays of sunlight hit the mountain here on the left and then hit the foreground. I've got a 0.6 ND grad soft filter on to hold back the sky, and I've got a 0.9 straight neutral density filter on to give me a longish exposure of about 13 seconds at the moment. So it seems to be coming together quite nicely. Well, I'm really pleased with how this shot's coming together. The light, that first light painting the landscape, really working well. I love this bit of driftwood here in the foreground. Sort of really strong shape, good foreground interest. And I've got the 5D Mark III on the job this morning with the 17mm tilt and shift lens. So we did it under the stars, and now we're doing it in the dawn light. Two very different shots, two very different lighting situations. It just shows when you've got a strong location, it's really worth working it. This is Kathleen Lake, by the way, in Kluhani National Park. Tonight's dinner, a whole wild sockeye salmon. Wonderful. On a beautiful walk this morning. We're still both really a bit tired after the intensive 36 hours of photography we've had with night shoots and just a few grabbed hours of sleep here and there, but it's been really exciting, and so we're just getting out on another hike. When I'm out hiking, I carry with me just a body and two lenses, the 24 to 70 and the 70 to 200, because the light's gorgeous all day. So on these hikes you can come across scenes like this. Well, we're hoping to do another night shoot with the Aurora Borealis. So I'm doing a bit of preparation here, checking various websites for information. First one, Photographer's Ephemeris, confirms to me that the moon is not going to be a problem. It sets at 22:11, so it's not going to get in the way of our plans tonight. Next thing I do is look at the this website, which I just think is fabulous, which is Stellarium, and it tells me how the night sky is going to look for our position at different times of the night, shows constellations, the position of the Milky Way, that sort of thing. Tremendously useful website. I'm also going to check out the Yukon Aurora Borealis website here, which gives me a prediction of the activity level of the aurora forecast. So bringing all these sources of information together helps me plan whether I think it's going to be a goer tonight. And I think it's looking good. Well, it's 1 o'clock in the morning and we're stood by the tripod, clear night, loads of stars out, and we're waiting for the northern lights. So far, nothing.
Just wonder how many times we're going to be doing this before we see anything. We've got a few weeks, doesn't mean it's going to happen though, so fingers crossed.